Bronco Sport is a Ford Bronco, but it's also not. The big Bronco rides on a truck platform, while the Bronco Sport rides on a crossover one. The Bronco is a huge, purpose-built off-roader, while the Bronco Sport is a smaller, go-anywhere crossover with a Bronco badge. The Bronco Sport is the less renowned sibling to the big Bronco, and we as car enthusiasts love to criticize that. But there's a tough new Bronco Sport for 2025, and it's here to try to prove us wrong. The question is, can it?
This is the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Sasquatch, and I'm Alanis King. The Sasquatch is the new big dog off-roading package on the Bronco Sport, and Ford brought us out to its Off-Roadeo ranch in Tennessee to try the car out. The Off-Roadeo is included when you buy a new Bronco or Bronco Sport, and it's a day of learning about the trails and the vehicles. And if you just want to go do it yourself, you can pay for a day. So let's go for a drive and stick around for the end of this video to get this Sasquatch's full report card.
Ford originally launched the big Bronco in 1965 as a competitor to other utilitarian 4x4s, including the International Harvester Scout and Jeep CJ, which was a predecessor to the Wrangler. It had roots in military vehicles, but was built for life on the road and off, with Ford marketing the first generation of the SUV as, I quote, equally at home on rugged mountain grades or on a run to the shopping center. That original Bronco run lasted 31 years and 5 generations of the vehicle. Along the way, the model served as a Pope-mobile, weathered the oil crisis, and became a central figure in O.J. Simpson's infamous 1994 LA police chase. The original Bronco also got a baby sibling aimed at the compact SUV market called the Bronco 2, which lasted a few years and was based on the smaller Ford Ranger pickup. The big Bronco, by comparison, was built on the F-Series truck platform at the time.
More than 2 decades after the Ford Bronco left the American market in June 1996, the new 6th generation Bronco launched, not only as a competitor to the Jeep Wrangler, which has long had a grip on the hardcore off-road market, but also to an American market that is obsessed with crossovers and SUVs. The Bronco Sport is the modern-day mini Bronco, and from 2025 onward, it comes with the Sasquatch package, which makes it more capable for off-roading. While the Bronco Sport and the Bronco share a name, they are not the same car. The big Bronco is based on a modified version of the Ford Ranger midsize pickup platform, while this car shares a platform with the Ford Escape crossover. And do you know who I share a platform with? Homefield Apparel. Homefield was the first ever partner we got for this channel, and they remain a great partner on this channel. Not only are they an awesome company with a bunch of awesome people, but they also make these really cool shirts and other merchandise. They've got motorsports lines and college sports lines and everything you could think of. And it's almost football season. So if you need some new shirts to wear to a game, use code ALANIS24 for 15% off your order at checkout. That platform sharing means the Bronco is body on frame, which means the body is on top of the frame. This is very common in trucks, and it's really good for off-roading because it allows more flex. The Bronco Sport is unibody, and this is what you see on a lot of everyday cars and crossovers. Unibodies are lighter, more efficient, and safer, but they don't have that same flex that body-on-frame vehicles do. The Ford Bronco Sport is the more everyday vehicle in the Bronco lineup, and even in advertising the Sasquatch package, Ford says it's for people who want to take this further than the mall or the coffee shop. You can see that in the upgrades to this car. Not only do you have steel underbody protection, but also you have these tie-down points on the vehicle, and Ford says these are angled to where your ropes that you're tying stuff onto won't rub against the paint.
The 2025 Ford Bronco Sport isn't in dealerships yet, and Ford has not released pricing. But the current 2024 lineup starts with the Big Bend trim, which has a base MSRP of just under $30,000. Above that is a Retro Heritage Edition, another retro edition called the Freewheeling, then the Outer Banks trim, which starts at $34,000. The top 2024 trim is the Badlands, which starts at $38,000, and it's the off-road specialized version of the Bronco Sport. The bottom 4 trims on the Bronco Sport come with a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder EcoBoost engine that, for the 2025 model year, Ford estimates to make 180 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque. The 2025 Bronco Sport Badlands gets a 2-liter 4-cylinder EcoBoost, making 238 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. On all of the Bronco Sport models, power goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission to all 4 wheels. In 2025, Ford's adding the Sasquatch as an optional package on the top 2 trims, the Outer Banks and the Badlands. Ford hasn't said how much the Sasquatch package will cost on the Bronco Sport, but for 2024, a Sasquatch package costs a minimum of $5,000 on the big Bronco Badlands.
Now, if you're a Bronco Sport expert, you might go, Alanis, those horsepower figures are wrong. The Bronco Sport horsepower figures are 181 and 250. But in fact, to meet emissions regulations in certain states, some Bronco Sports have what's called a gas particulate filter, which means horsepower figures are a little bit lower, bringing it down to 180 and 238. These filters aren't on every Bronco Sport. It varies by US state. But Ford's advertising lower figures just so if you get a Bronco in one of those states, you don't go, hey, wasn't I supposed to have more than this? The Sasquatch package makes the vehicle it's on more capable for off-roading. This Bronco Sport Sasquatch has features like a twin-clutch rear drive unit, a locking differential, steel underbody protection, Bilstein rear shock absorbers, big 29-inch all-terrain tires, and more. The big Bronco can ford, i.e. swim, in 33.5 inches of water in its top trims, and the Bronco Sport Sasquatch can do 23.6. The Bronco Sport Sasquatch also has 8.3 inches of suspension travel in the front and 9 inches in the back. This Sasquatch's twin-clutch rear drive unit has 2 clutch packs, which control each rear wheel independently. That means if this one's off the ground and this one isn't, this one can propel the car forward on its own. This twin-clutch rear drive unit can also act as a locking differential. A differential allows wheels to spin at different speeds, and it's there to make sure that you can make turns better. So your outside wheel will have more distance to travel. It can travel that distance smoothly. Many vehicles have what's called an open differential, but if you end up in a situation where one of your drive wheels has little traction, it will just spin and spin and spin and spin and spin, while the other doesn't do much. A locking differential allows your drive wheels to move in lockstep, meaning if one of them has traction, your vehicle can move. I was at the launch of the big Bronco in 2021, and it was really cool. They had this giant wall of Ford back aftermarket parts. They had fenders and doors that could come off of the vehicle, and I literally drove it into a lake, and everything was fine. It rocked. But I think the thing about the Bronco is that most of the people who buy it, they're not going to use all of its really awesome capabilities. So maybe there's a good middle ground. The Bronco Sport exists at least somewhat for marketing purposes. It's here to piggyback off of the big Bronco's reputation. But what if it's actually a really good compromise for on-road and more hardcore off-road driving? What if it's actually more than what a lot of people need? Let's find out. But before we find that out, let's find out the most important thing about the Bronco Sport Sasquatch. How many Atlantises can fit in this vehicle's trunk? Oh! There's a plate in the way that I have to move. Okay, I'll squeeze. Okay. Not bad. Even have an Atlantis handle. This is a solid 3 Atlantises, honestly. 2 could get next to each other and then 1 on top. We got space in here. It is time to drive the Ford Bronco Sport Sasquatch, and I am with Diego Araguin, who is an off-road engineer for Ford. Diego, what are we doing?
So right now we're gonna go through a muddy trail, Tracy. I encourage you. Well, right now we're in rally mode.
Okay.
We're gonna change it to off-road mode.
Alrighty.
We're gonna go through right here through this, let's say, second and third tree.
Oh.
So in between this.
And right now we are in 2-pedal driving mode, and this vehicle does have 1-pedal driving mode,
Right.
correct?
Correct. I'm gonna show you in a moment how to use that trial 1-pedal drive.
Alrighty. Cool.
So yeah, as mentioned, we have before we have more we have more underbody protection. So we have now front bash plates that will protect our front fascia. So in case we have a very good approach angle, we're gonna hit right. We're gonna hit right here and go
Through these trees?
through these trees, and we'll go to the gravel and do a left.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
We are scraping these trees. All right, we're taking a left. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have the bash plates on the front and the back. So if you hit something, those bash plates hit first.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, so there will be parts when you will hit the scraping, but that's all underbody protection with its work. So people's not concerned about hitting fuel tanks, carbon canister, the oil pan of the engine. So it's all protected.
Perfect. And 1-pedal driving basically means you use the accelerator pedal to accelerate, and then when you take your foot off the accelerator pedal, the car brakes. What is going on with the systems in the car that allows the car to automatically put those brakes on in 1-pedal driving?
So it's all about the controls and the brake control system. So you're applying basically, right? So it's a mix between your powertrain. You're demanding to the powertrain the throttle. Well, with your throttle, then as you're releasing, the brakes are gonna be applying into the wheel. So you are stopping, and then you're going forward again. So like that game between the powertrain and the brake controls are actually applying forces into the brake pad, so you're stopping.
One thing I think is so beautiful about off-road vehicles is that you can go out on a trail and you just kind of feel the trail being absorbed below you. It's so cool. Like, I can feel the trail in my legs, but then when you get to my head, I don't really feel it because the vehicle just absorbs it.
Exactly. That's one thing that we know from the current model year that our customers really enjoy that. We're gonna do a very tight turn here to our left.
To the left. Oh, this is a crazy turn. You're kidding me. Holy cow. Okay. I may have to back up because I was not
very close.
Okay, well, I was expecting to go straight, so that was my mistake. And I was like, oh, we're turning? What? Sorry. Okay.
No. Yeah, so as I was saying, right, so we wanted to give, like, this has to be a versatile vehicle. It has to be very well balanced between a on-road driving in your daily life, right, and also give a very good, like, ride performance, suspension articulation.
It's so smooth
while you are driving off-road, right? So it's our vehicle dynamics team did a very great job.
I mean, it's just the absorption of the road under us. Obviously, we're not on, like...
Here we're going to slow down because we're going to...
We're about to...
off-camber
here. Do a big off-camber. Yes. Ooh, let's go. Okay. So, obviously, before this big off-camber bit, and you can direct me however you'd like.
Yeah, you're going good. Oh. I encourage you to see the cluster for a moment. Do you see your angle?
Oh, okay. So the gauge cluster that is in front of me actually shows the angle that the vehicle is at. So it's showing that our vehicle is like this, and it's showing that we're, I guess, 20 degrees tilted.
20.
That's crazy! I love that. That's so interesting. I think gauge clusters are such a good use of showing what a vehicle can do, whether you're in a performance car or you're in an off-road vehicle. To be able to see what's actually going on is so cool, because like, to be able to see, oh, this is off camber and I'm 20 degrees tilted, that's a cool thing to, like, say and see.
Yep, and here we're going to do a little bit of more torsion of the vehicle.
So okay, so what speed should I be going right here?
He's going to direct us, but like slow, modulate your brakes, on with your steer, use more. Yeah.
Ooh. And right now we are 10 degrees tilted and we're going to tilt again. Whoa!
Brake.
Oh! Thank you.
Do I get a sticker?
I need to stop for a sticker. Yeah, of course I do. I got a sticker. That was so exciting. Oh, it's so cool to not only see what's happening in front of you, but be able to visualize it on the gauge cluster.
Right, and also as you were talking about the suspension, right? You didn't feel like all those like hits when we were like going down, so that like all part of the suspension. So here we're gonna stop for just a second. I wanna show you, the trail features.
Okay,
so
trail features.
Yeah, so this is the button to activate trail features. If you click it there, you see in the screen trail one
pedal
PD drive
active. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so as we were talking about, so it's just on the gas pedal. So you press it, we're gonna move forward. It's up to 10 miles per hour, and then as you release it, the vehicle's gonna brake until you fully release it. The vehicle's gonna stop.
So one pedal driving only works up to 10 miles per hour. So this is meant for slower
rock crawl type of drive.
Rock crawling, and that's really helpful because when you're rock crawling, to be undulating the pedals and also getting your steering wheel the right way, it's a lot going on. So when you only have to work one pedal, it helps.
Right.
Okay, one pedal driving. Is there anything else you want me to turn on?
No, for now, you can try it. One thing to mention, since this is a pre-production.
The one pedal driving is strong. I like it. Okay, cool. That's perfect for rock crawling.
And to mention, right, this is pre-production, so also the levels of calibration are not the latest ones, aren't going to be the final ones, so there's refinement to it.
Honestly, y'all have said all day, these are pre-production, so, take that in mind. This is a good-looking vehicle. I don't think y'all have that much
That's
to
why
fear.
we were confident to show you, because
I don't think you'll have that much to fear, honestly.
But as you can see, there's still more work to do in order to give the best product to the customer, so...
So on this one pedal driving, you say that the calibration is still pre-production on this. Will it still be this strong in the production model, or will it be a little softer in the production model? Like that?
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cool. I'm just curious because I'm fine with it being this strong, but I'm curious what the desired output is for the final product. Cool. I mean, it's working great, honestly. Ooh. This is so fun. I don't off-road too much, so when I get to off-road, I'm like, I'm doing something different.
Super excited. Yeah, it's super exciting. Yeah.
I'm not on a racetrack. I'm like off-roading. Okay, so what else would you tell someone about the car if they were sitting in it and you just wanted to give them information about it? What would you tell them?
Okay, one other feature that we want to see here. If we stop here.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. On these same trail features, we don't have to press it again, but within these trail features, we have the trail control feature.
Yeah.
It's your cruise control for off-road, basically. So if you click on the left, switches the toggle up for the Set Plus.
So, set plus. Oh.
Yeah. Trail control is now activated.
Okay, and it's set at, is it set at 1 mile per hour?
So 1 mile per hour,
so funny.
and you can go up to 20. Here we're gonna do like, if you wanna go to 10.
Okay, so just click up.
Right.
I have never set cruise control at 1 mile per hour. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I think they
I didn't know that was possible.
30 miles per hour. Yeah,
I
but
love that.
here is the opposite. We need to have control of the vehicle. It doesn't like just go away like very fast, so the customer can have.
So we're at 7. We're at 8. So you're good with me going to 10?
Yeah, I mean, we're good.
Okay.
We're good
Look
here.
at this. Oh, this is so fun. Oh, I accidentally hit a menu because I put my hand on the wheel. Okay, cool. So you also have trail cruise control, which you can go 1 mile per hour should you desire, which is exciting.
Yes.
What else would you tell someone if they were getting in this car and you just wanted them to know the coolest thing about this car? What would you tell them?
Yeah. So we have on the body protection, so you can feel safe. You can feel confidence that when you are driving through big mud, big rods, you're going through the mud, the vehicle's going to be protected. You're going to also have rugged recovery points. You have recovery points in the front, recovery points on the rear, so you can be rescued. You can be rescued whatever the position you are. You're just gonna stop. I want you.
Oh, we're stopping. Okay,
yeah, we're gonna stop. What I want to show you, just because we were driving all this way in off-road mode, I want you to feel with now the rear diff lock function.
Oh yeah, the rear diff lock. Cool.
The rear diff lock. We can activate it here, like manually. There's a button here, but I want also you to feel a different drive mode. So if you in the dial, you go clockwise to your right.
Off-road mode.
Off-road
rally.
You go to rock crawl mode.
Rock crawl.
Yeah,
Let's
so
crawl.
rock crawl mode will activate automatically the rear diff lock function.
And the light comes on.
And the light comes on, so you know you have the feature on. So let's try this. This
Okay,
hill.
awesome. And we still got the cruise control on. So do you want me to
Yeah, we can turn it off.
take that off? Okay. And so that locking rear diff that comes on automatically in rock crawl mode, that's really important because if you're crawling on rocks, there are going to be wheels that are picked up and wheels that are on the ground. And so when you lock that diff, you are able to keep crawling instead of having one wheel just spin like it would on an open diff.
Exactly, and that's something that we achieve with our dual clutch differential, rear differential we have. That's something that we have also, already in the 21 model year. But I think the big change for this 25 model year is that in our 1.5 liter Outer Bank Sasquatch package, we do include this into that package.
Very
so
cool.
Here we can we can stop here for a minute. I want to now show you. Now we tested rock crawl mode, we tested off-road mode. Now
Are we doing rally mode?
Rally mode. Of
Do
course
I get to
we're
rip?
We aren't going that fast here because we can't, but just
What level of ripping do I get to do? Like, how fast am I allowed to go?
Yeah, we need to respect the property.
We will respect the property.
National parks.
But how fast am I allowed to go? Like, where do you want me to keep it? Just so I don't.
Like here, 5 miles per hour here. Yeah, we can.
Alrighty, let's go.
I want you to feel the response on the pedal. I know you feel like
Yeah.
just slight tipping and you feel the vehicle. like,
Yeah, it's
relatively
much more
fast.
responsive.
Right.
Yeah, very cool. Okay.
We're gonna follow the trails here.
Follow
by
the
speed.
trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pedal is much more responsive, and that's by design because when you're in rally mode, you're obviously moving a lot faster. Whereas when you're rock crawling or you're off-roading, you want to move more slowly. So there's a little bit more tension there.
Yeah, and that's like the fun factor of the rally mode, right?
Yeah. Well, is there anything we didn't cover that you think it would be important for people to know?
I think that should be it. We have also bigger tires, OD tires, more rugged, more off-road, like capable, right? So that's like all this combination, the suspension, the off-road modes, the trail features, all that like combined and all together, like what gives this vehicle very good capability, a lot of confidence to the customers, right? That they will be safe, right? So I think that's all that what I would say.
Awesome! We did it! Thanks, Diego!
Tracy, appreciate it.
Yay! Now that we have driven the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Sasquatch, albeit briefly, it's time to give it a grade. Welcome to Alanis's report card. And I will just say, we have not been in this car very long, so this is a very, very, very quick grade, but I feel like it's still useful. The exterior on this car, I'm giving a B+. I like the way this looks. I think the one thing I would change is the rounded front end. I would make those headlights more like the big Broncos, square them off and make them look tougher. Interior, I'm also going to give a B+. I went inside this Bronco Sport Badlands, and I like the interior. It looks really nice. I also really love the off-roading displays where you can see what you're doing and what angle you're at. The problems in the interior, I think, are logistical. It's a light-colored interior, which is easy to stain, and the seats have a little bit of cloth around the shoulder area, which I would worry about. If you're going through mud or doing something like that, you don't want that ending up on that cloth area. The back seat also has a lot of headroom, but not so much legroom. So while I like the vibe of the interior, I like how it looks, and I like the room up front, there are a few logistical concerns. Performance, I have not been in the car very long, but from what I've seen, I'll just go ahead and give it an A. I saw no issues with it, and I had a blast. Value, I can't rank. We don't know the price of this, and we also don't know the price of the Sasquatch package yet. So we shall see. Would I take the Bronco Sport Sasquatch on a road trip? Yeah, I would. It seems comfortable on road and off. And overall, I'm going to give it an A-. This is a really good vehicle, and I think it's the right vehicle for a lot of people.
The Ford Bronco Sport is still missing some of the big Bronco's charm. It doesn't have the squared-off front end, the size, or all of the same off-road hardware and software. The interior is still designed for the road, and you can't get the really cool marine-grade vinyl or water drainage systems that you can on the big Bronco. It's still based on the Escape platform, and it's still a much less menacing vehicle than the car it gets its name from. But honestly, that's okay.
The Ford Bronco Sport is not the big Bronco, but the truth is, a lot of people don't need a big Bronco. What they need is a car that's capable of doing things, but also comfortable and nice to take out on the road every day. And the Bronco Sport Sasquatch is way more than that. It can do all of these things you want it to do, but it can also just go around town. And hey, if you end up being a more hardcore off-roader, the big Bronco is always there in the future.